this, Jack. We can play up here without damaging the merchandise.
What happens in 3 hours?
Don't matter. You're too late. Even at Mach 2, you wouldn't make it. And killing you is gonna take some time. Slow and painful. Like I said, kids are cool, Jack. And I'm very in touch with my inner child.
Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed the montage, and without further ado, let's get into the build itself, because there's a lot to unpack here. So if you didn't already notice, I do have an exclusive custom name in the top right hand corner. I will be doing a video on how I got this soon, and at some point in the video, I will have a little sneak peek on how I got it. Now, moving on to the mantras, we have Pathetic, which is Fireblade, which is based off his overhead swing, which he actually does in the game, and it's what Fireblade is. With Insignia Gem, Insignia Gem is just to launch off and do anything really quick, usually like precision cuts or something. We have Haha, which is close shave, which I use just for range closers, or I sometimes use to with their parry frame. Then I go into a combo. Good with Wind Gem to just get Speed Demon off because there's not a lot of ways to do that. We have Denied, which is a reference to his shields like actually blowing up. And this is Ash Slam with a Wind Gem. We have Heh, which is his, you know, when he puts the two things together and he's like, I'll split you into two, and he's like, rah! That's what this is. It's the scissors. If you didn't know, let me show you real quick. And it's kind of reference to how he puts them together and he like melts people off and stuff. Cool stuff, cool stuff. We have Gra, which is a reference to his bash, which he does. He takes all 6 of his shields and it slams Raiden in the face. This is Shoulder Bash with a blue gem, 2 rush shards, and Eternal Logstone. Then we have Done Already, which this is something that Sundowner says, but also Reverse Flame Leap, which is this mantra. He actually jumps and lands if you're comboing him up too much, and that's what I use this for, but I also use this for combo extenders. Then we have You Got Me, which is a reference to when the helicopter comes in and blows up your entire party, which is just Raiden, so I don't know why I said party. And this is Mecha Gatling Gun, which is obviously very good for Lava Serpent. Has a Wind Gem on it, so once I land one hit, it's much harder for them to get out of it or run away from it. Then we have I'm Frickin' Invincible, which is obviously, you know, his most iconic line. And it is a reinforced with a blue gem. And last but not least, we have This Is Fun, which is Brace. Now, as you know, Sundowner basically has full hyper armor during his entire boss fight, meaning he isn't stunned by your hits. He can basically go through almost all of them unless you parry, which is exactly how Brace works. So I thought it was a fun little feature. Obviously, it has blue gem because no other gem works with it. Now we're on to important talents for this build. Obviously, there's a lot of meta-relevant talents in here, but what we're really focusing on to actually create the feel of fighting the Sundowner boss is hyper armor talents like Uproar, which is Fortitude. Right here, Uproar gives you hyper armor if you're hit within 3 seconds, gives you a good bit of hyper armor. Goes on a decent cooldown. Then we have things like Bruto Momentum, which after your successful dodge, you get a free hyper armor swing. Not to mention that the Rail Blade also has hyper armor. But then a very good talent is Warrior Swing, and it reduces all incoming damage while you have hyper armor gifted by any heavy weapon or heavy weapon talent, which is extremely good. Now, obviously, with all this hyper armor, people are still going to be able to hit me. Sometimes I get hit by ragdoll moves and I don't even get full value. I still oftentimes come out with value through my hyper armor. And the reason why is I have reinforced armor and a lot of armor penetration resistance and a lot of that stuff, which I'll go over later. Now, the last set of talents that are core and very important to playing the whole Sundowner role is the Lava Serpent talents, which, you know, his shields explode, right? So if his shield explodes, we gotta have exploding stuff, right? So what we got here is all the Lava Serpent talents, excluding the floor's lava. This was done pre-shrine, which I'm gonna put the sets on screen now, by the way, before I forget about it. But one of the main things I really like is there's actually just a reference to Sundowner in here. Molten Defense. Upon being block broken, you erupt. Literally Sundowner. Now that wraps it up for all the stats, let's go into the summary of the build. 500 health even. We had 25 posture, which isn't the highest. I could get some better rings. It would definitely make this a whole lot better. 349 ether, which is quite a bit. For my equipment bonus, I have 46.8 physical armor. That's where you're seeing all this damage reduction. That on top of the exoskeleton makes for a lot of damage reduction. And then it's that on top of reinforced armor. It's so much damage reduction that the health almost doesn't matter. Conga's Clutch, Deep Fire, Akira's, and Maestro's. You can switch out Deep Fire for more damage since it only has 90 heavy weapon. Hey, don't tell anybody. I'm sneaking this into the equipment section. I didn't take this in order. So we have Ground, just for extra health. We have displacement, which grants more hyper armor and a speed boost, so it's really, really good. Basically, whenever you're hit, it's just a random chance of proccing. Then we have multiplicity, which on hit can give you food, water, blood, and even sometimes health back. Now let's move on to the bell, my favorite part, because this bell is kind of crazy. So we have my friend here, the Last Puppet Master. He has his own YouTube channel. You want to go check him out, he's going to be in the link in the description. He's always here helping for all my videos, and I'm so grateful for him. So he's going to be helping me here today, testing some damage. Now, Puppet, hit me. Look at that, a big 4%. That's a big chunk right there, right? And for what is normally 1% or 2% of my health, I just rolled that late. This Sacred Field, hit me, gives me a total of 50% damage reduction on both mantras and physical at the same time. And look at how big it is. Now, obviously, there is a downside to this, and that's that it does take a little while to recharge, even though it's corrupted. Number two, see how I have blue particles on me right now? That's because I still technically have the Sacred Field effect on me. This is something you can roll with all Sacred Fields. It depends how long you stay in the field is how long it charges it. This lasts a little shorter duration than normal. Now for our combos. Perfect timing with the rain, by the way. We have This Is Fun, which is Brace, and basically I can just hit through anything. And despite the fact that, you know, he gets to hit a little bit if he parries, I'm always going to get the higher damage output with stuff like that, unless it's a high blows with hyper armor, which, I mean, you don't really see high blows with Brace ever. You don't see Brace ever. I'm really kind of bringing this mantra back from the grave. Then we have good things for catching runners. Like, for example, if a Jet Striker's bopping around and stuff, well, too bad. You're not bopping around anymore with Ash Slam, right? We have good closers, shield closers if they're blocking or anything like that, or if they're running directly away from you. This is a really good closer right here. It's Close Shave. Then we have things good for close-up, like Fireblade if you want to move around and stuff while you do that. It's really good. And Precision Cuts, which also, I forgot to mention this earlier, but Sundowner is on his quest to make everybody bald. You see this? They're balding. Obviously, Shoulder Bash, really good closer, really fast too. Then we have Done Already, which is Mecha Gatling Gun. You can really just use this at any time, and you'll be safe almost all the time. It's kind of stupid how overpowered it is. But for some basic combos, I usually do Ash Slam into Precision Cuts, or Ash Slam into like Shoulder Bash. Really, Ash Slam into like any, you see this? You see that? You see how that works? And like, it's kind of hard to read because of everything that just blew up over there. So yeah, it's just overall really, really good and really versatile build for close range. I would say it lacks a little bit in terms of catching because its only catcher is Ash Slam, and you know, that's not a long range catcher, it's a short range catcher. But yeah, it's a really good build for close up, and if your enemy isn't a wimp. Like, if they'll stay up next to you the entire time, then it's basically wraps for them. Anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Please do consider subscribing, as it did take me a very, very long time to make this build. It's actually died like 3 times, and I had to rethink it every time because I found a way to optimize it every time. As I said, I will be making a video on how I got my custom title. And if you made it this far, guys, then please, please do consider subscribing, as only 3% of viewers actually get, like, this far in the video. And only an overall, like, 0.8% of people subscribe to my channel. It would mean so much to me. It takes you less than a second. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!
Oh, yeah,